The schedule is still flexible this week. Monday might run as planned. Tuesday might become a recovery day. And Wednesday could be overtime if my legs feel better. If not, then rest takes priority. I'm planning to do yoga downtown Wednesday evening from 5:30 to 7 o'clock. So if I do work overtime, it will have to be something early, like 5 a.m. to early afternoon. That way I can still make the class and do a longer workout beforehand. My body has been giving mixed signals lately. The swelling in my legs could be from several things. I started taking creatine again. I also took those hydrogen tablets that are mostly magnesium. Then there were the sparkling waters. But it might not be supplements at all. A couple days ago at Highland Park, I pushed a hard leg workout with squats and leg extensions. That alone could explain soreness and water retention. Add sitting for long hours while driving, and it makes sense that my legs would feel heavy. Yesterday's food probably didn't help either. Late night fish and chips, even though my legs were already swollen, plus a small glass of wine. Then only 2 or 3 hours of sleep, because daylight savings threw the schedule off. Today I had a huge breakfast. A giant ciabatta roll, 3 eggs, Italian sausage, salsa, and avocado. Probably close to 1,500 calories. Not exactly ideal when I'm trying to keep diabetes under control. I'll estimate the macros later. But it was definitely a big meal. Work starts at 4 p.m. and I might need both energy drinks to get through it, especially if I skip the creatine today. Despite all that, the highlight of my routine right now is yoga at Lifetime Fitness. I don't think people would believe how good the experience is. You finish a class and then sit in the hot tub. Maybe go to the sauna. Towels are provided, mats are provided, everything is taken care of. They even have a shuttle that picks you up and drops you off. It makes the entire process effortless. Compared to when I used to go to Korpau, it's a completely different experience. Back then I had to carry my mat everywhere and do laundry constantly because of sweaty gear and towels. My mat would deteriorate from constant use. At Lifetime, everything is just there waiting for you. If you really wanted to, you could probably find a yoga class every day of the week somewhere in the Metro Bloomington, Fridley, Maple Grove. And they're not cheap classes either. These are real teachers in hot rooms who know what they're doing. I'm paying about $250 a month for the membership, so I want to get my money's worth. Honestly, it's starting to feel like it's worth it. The spaces feel almost like little luxury retreats, kind of Tulum-inspired spa environments. My only criticism is the ceilings. Sometimes you look up and it's just exposed industrial construction, reminding you that even a fancy gym can still feel like a basement. Another strange thing lately is the routes I keep getting at work. It almost feels like the AI scheduling system has a mind of its own because I keep getting the E-line. It's sort of fitting. The last routes I drove before I quit 4 years ago were the 6 and the 11 Monday through Friday. 11 to 7. Honestly, it was gravy work with good breaks. Looking back, leaving that job to drive trucks at the post office and take a pay cut was probably a cry for help. Or maybe a desperate attempt to change the scenery. But now I realize the scenery in this city isn't actually that bad. If you're unhappy, it's usually something internal rather than external. The truth is my life back then might have been a little too good. I was making a lot of money and living like a 2-week millionaire, traveling, going to Colombia, always chasing the next adventure. If I were a psychologist analyzing myself, I might say, I sabotaged my own situation in order to get some peace and quiet. In a strange way it worked, but it was a messy process. I probably would have returned to metro transit 2 years ago if I hadn't gone to metro. And if you really think about it, some things would have happened anyway. The car probably still would have gotten stolen. I would have had the insurance money plus whatever savings I had left. But financially I wasn't in great shape because so much of the money I made went toward travel Mexico, Spain, Colombia. Those trips burned through the retirement savings faster than I realized. When you're making good money and living that lifestyle, it's easy to feel like a little prince for a while. But eventually reality balances things out. There's also a long-running tension with my family, especially my mum. It almost feels like a passive-aggressive war that's been going on for years. I don't even feel the need to say anything anymore. Sometimes silence speaks louder than anything you could say.